So I'm going to open up Microsoft Outlook, and you can see this is just standard Outlook, but what you can see at the top there's an additional toolbar that links back to Dynamics CRM. From here I can create new activities, new records, such as accounts and contacts, and even conduct an advanced find. On the left hand side you can see the standard menu structure, but what I've also got is the ability to connect to the Microsoft Dynamics CRM entities, all broken down by role. So I'm selecting within the sales area, and I'm going to select on my leads, and you'll see that a list of my leads will then appear within my detail area to the right hand side. I can then search for individual leads if I can't find somebody by typing in their name and hitting enter, or exiting back to view my full list. I can then go down and actually view a particular view that's been set up for me from the marketing department, or even create my own personal view for maybe particular leads within a certain sector. In this example, here are my legal services leads, which I'm going to select and use those for my campaign. So I'm going to open up what we call a quick campaign, which is a really quick, easy to use wizard where we can generate an activity. So this campaign is for all my legal services leads, and it's to promote a particular promotion that we have in place at the moment around a 0% finance deal. So the wizard is easy and step by step, and as I move through I can select what I'd like to do, in this case a letter via mail merge, and then move through and actually select the template that I'd like to populate with my lead information. So in this case I've actually set up a personal mail merge template for my 0% finance deal. Select that particular template and then hit open Word to then view that template and check that my lead information is transferred through successfully. So what you can see here is here's my template, it's pulled through my lead information. I'm going to select OK and then start to walk through the mail merge procedure. On the right hand side there I can preview my letters to check that the information is transferred through, and then complete my merge. I can even, if I've made a change to the template, upload that back to CRM, edit the individual letters, or send it to a printer. In this example I'm sending it straight to a printer, and as it knows this is connected back to CRM, I've now got the option to create some CRM activities that then get stored into the history. What's great about this is the activities are then stored in an audit history for the sales guys to then view, so they've got instant visibility of what interaction we've had with that particular lead. So I'm going to connect this to my 0% finance deal and store any campaign details in the box. Once I've selected OK, I then go back to my main screen and then select OK to then confirm that this is what I want to happen. So what's going to happen now is it's going to send my letters to the printer. It's also going to create an individual history item against each of my leads, so I've got that audit trail. As it runs through and prints off each one of those documents, you'll see each of the leads will show in my Microsoft Word application, so I can see that they're running successfully. And when it's been completed, you'll see a message box that will pop up to say that the mail merge has been completed. So I'm just going to wait for this to run through, and you'll see that my message box will pop up shortly. So that's great, that's been successful. So I'm now going to hit OK, and as I no longer need to be in this application, I'm going to close out of Microsoft Word, don't need to save any changes, and head back to Dynamics CRM. Okay, well let's just check this has actually happened. So if you can imagine I'm now a marketing person, the first thing I'd want to do is actually view and check that this quick campaign has been executed successfully. Great, so I'm now in my quick campaigns area, and you can see a new line item's been added for my 0% finance promotion. I can actually click into that particular campaign to view further details, such as any letters that were created, any campaign responses, but also see the individual leads that were originally selected, and also identify if any of those have been excluded for any reason. You can see here Yvonne has been excluded, so I need to know why. So I can select on the hyperlink and it will jump me straight to her record. I can then move to administration and see that she's got a preference there to say that she doesn't like to receive direct mail. Great. So you can see that even our campaign functionality has honoured the preferences of the individual lead. So why do we market through Dynamics CRM? Well, it's about getting started quickly and utilising functionality that your users are already familiar with. Also making sure that we're getting the right message to the right people. If we can segment the database and identify those leads within a particular sector or by a certain criteria, we're making sure we're sending the right message to the right people. We also want to deliver an improved customer experience. So the users that decide that they want to opt out of receiving a particular campaign letter or a particular type of mail format, we need to ensure that we're honouring those rights and making sure that that's happening. Also, we spend a lot of money on campaigns, so we need to ensure that we're spending the right money for the right campaigns and analysing the correct responses. So let's look at our second scenario. Okay, so we've now got our leads on the system. We need to quickly find them and start to track any activities. So whether this be calendar activities, appointments, maybe even I want to send an email to that particular lead to follow up with a proposal. And finally, now that lead wants to be converted through to a real customer that we can start to manage with opportunities and pipeline. Okay, so let's go back to the application. So you can see I'm currently in the marketing area, and what I want to do is be able to quickly find and identify my leads on my system. So I'm going to go back to the leads area, and you can see a list of my leads, and I know that Jenny's called me in. So she's on the phone at the moment, so I want to go and have a look at her record. So you can see in here all the classification information, and on the left hand side the ability to create activities and history items. I can also send an email directly from within her lead area, or what I could do is close out of that area and utilise the standard Outlook capability. So I'm going to create a new message in Microsoft Outlook and hit the To button, and you'll see not only have I got my personal address book, but I've also got a link back to the CRM address book. I can then select Jenny from the list and hit To, so I don't have to remember her email address. I can then put in a subject and my message, and you'll see at the top of my email message I've got an additional ribbon that relates back to CRM. So right at the top there you can see I've got the option to track this email back into CRM. So just by doing that, it will match based upon email address, and a copy of that email will be stored back into the history. So as well as that, I can also start to schedule an appointment. So maybe Jenny wants to meet with me maybe next week or in a few days. What I can do is select the day that she wants and schedule an appointment just as I do every day within Microsoft Outlook. I can put in the subject and the information as to the meeting and where it takes place. So this is going to be a follow-up activity that's going to be in London. And then I've got the option to invite attendees. And again, just like I had with the email, I've got the option to select my leads list, and I can select Jenny. So I'm going to add her in as attendee, but I could also add in other attendees from CRM users perhaps. I can then track that back into CRM, but you'll see I've also got the additional option to use set regarding. This allows me to connect this not only to Jenny but to another area of the system, say perhaps an opportunity. This example, I'll just connect it back to Jenny so you can see that this is now linked. I'm now going to send that appointment off, so Jenny gets the meeting invite, and you'll see it'll appear in my calendar. When I double click back into that appointment, I then got the option to view regarding. So no longer do I have to go and search for that particular lead, I can jump straight to that record from within my appointment. If I then go to my activities, I can see that that activity has been scheduled, and if I go to the history, you'll see there's the email that I've sent, but also the activity history from the 0% finance deal promotion that I sent off earlier. Great. This lead is now ready to be converted, so Jenny's really interested in progressing this to the next stage. So I can then convert that lead to an account, a contact, and an opportunity. So this is going to close that lead record down and open up the new record with all the information transferred. So you can see Max Consulting has been pushed through, and if I actually based upon the workflow that's been generated. Now workflow is very easy to customize and tailor, and you can see this is a nice simple one to ensure that we sent out a thank you letter and then conducted a follow-up call 7 days later. Workflow can be built to any specification and can be tailored to suit each individual department. Okay, so what's the benefits of that? Well, if I'm looking at customer service, we're ensuring that we're providing a consistent customer experience and hopefully generating better loyalty. We can then start to effectively respond to customer needs on a timely basis and more proactively rather than reactively. Obviously, this single view gives the customer service representative an overview picture of exactly how that account has gone and what we can do next to drive better profits and identify new cross-selling opportunities.